Alrighty, just finished up, we got second place in the standard 8-man we just finished up, and running it back for a daily event here. So we lost the die roll in round 1, and we will be mulliganing this no-lander. This is quite a predicament. We're on the draw, so I feel like we have enough outs to, like, if we draw 2-1 land, then we get to ratchet bomb and buy some time. I really don't like mulliganing, so I'm going to keep this. I would understand if people were to disagree with me on that, but I just hate mulliganing. If this were not a scry land, I would consider much more strongly to mulligan this hand. But in the dark, I think that I want to have as many options as possible, which is hard to do when you only have 5 cards in your hand. But I guess it's also hard to do when you don't have any lands to play your spells, so we'll see how this turns out. Looks like our opponent is thinking. He's here, but he's thinking. So in the 8-man we beat mono black, beat green white aggro, and then lost in the finals to mono blue. As I was saying, I think that this deck's matchups against the mono blue, mono black, and revelation decks is pretty solid, and I'm a little iffy on the matchups against like green based decks, especially more aggro green based decks. Oh, our opponent is back. And the red and white matchups have been rather even, I would say. Oh, sweet, we drew a land. And it looks like we're against mono black, so this Ratchet Bomb and Night Veil Spectre are going to be pretty good. Let's see if we can scry into a third land. That would be hot. As our opponent tanks with the scry on the stack. So yeah, I haven't run up against a white weenie deck in quite some time on Moto, but both the Devotion red as well as the weenie red decks, I have lost to it a couple of times with this deck, but for the most part I feel like it's a pretty solid matchup. Like Master of the Waves gives us a huge edge against red, and usually they have to win with Fanatic of Mogus once we get Master of the Waves down. So the red matchup I've been pretty happy with. But here we have mono black. My win percentage against mono black is pretty good, largely in part thanks to these main deck Ratchet Bombs, which keep Pack Rat from running away with the game, as well as Underworld Connections. So if he follows this up with an Underworld Connections, then we just get to Hero's Downfall his Pack Rat and start charging the bomb to get his Underworld Connections. So I think we're looking pretty good after keeping a pretty shaky hand. Luckily, there were 2 lands on the top of our deck, so that worked out nicely. Just Stone Cold nothing. Okay. Don't really want to play Night Veil Spectre here. It's probably just going to get removed. So I'm just going to go ahead and play the Temple and try to dig. I really like drawing all these lands after keeping the one-lander. It's very sweet. I'm curious if he's going to make a token at end of turn here into the Ratchet Bomb. Like, he might just want to get in damage. Like, if he has a Mutavault in his hand, then it might be right, because then that's 6 damage he gets in for 2 cards. I get a 2 for 1, but he gets 6 damage. He might just drop Desecration Demon here, though, and that seems like a fine play for him as well. Oh, or he just has nothing. Interesting. Okay, well now we just get to play Jace. Start minusing Jace. Yeah, Desecration Demon there would have set us back a fair amount, but now we get a fair amount of value out of. Okay. Him not having anything here. If he still doesn't play anything, then we just get to play another Jace and run it back, eating his hero's downfalls. So in game one, if the standard blacklist that's been running around only plays 6 main deck answers to Master of the Waves, if you get the tokens to come into play. So, ooh, well, we just get to run it back here. So like sneaking in a Master when he's tapped out is probably going to be on our list of things to do, although we do have a lot of other sweet things to do with this hand, so it may be of slightly less importance to resolve a Master than it would be to just connect with Nightveil Spectre a bunch of times. And opponent is playing very slowly. He might be double boxing, which is something I have mixed feelings about. I've done it before, but I don't know, I feel like taking up a lot of 2 different people's time is very rude. Alright, we'll take the lens this time. Omen Speaker is not that hot, and we're going to be blowing a Ratchet Bomb for 2. Oh, another Hero's Downfall, that's fine. This is interesting. I think I just want to play both of these. Like, if he has 2 removal spells for them, then these Masters will probably run away with things. And if not, then we just get to start playing a bunch of good cards. Stealing all his lands, maybe. Let's see. Alrighty. Oh, and here's land number 4. But he's not playing Desecration Demon. We get to gain back some life. And we'll just play Master Waves. We're really just running, like, we have such a threat-heavy hand that we can just run cards out against him. The reason I'm not blowing the Ratchet Bomb yet is, like, he might be holding Underworld connections, in which case he would be able to get back into this game. However, I feel like if he hasn't really had a window to make a Pack Rat other than the very first turn that he didn't use it. But I feel like if he had an Underworld Connections, he would try to bait out the Pack Rat and make me blow the Ratchet Bomb. But if he does that, then I can just far and away, so I want to keep the Ratchet Bomb on 2 to threaten the Pack Rat, to keep it from growing, but to also give me an answer to possible underworld connections. Okay, he has a bunch of removal in his hand, that's fine. So, yeah, he's gone. Straight up 5 1-for-1s for all of our relevant stuff so far. Let's see what ends up happening here. If he plays Desecration Demon, then I just get to fuse far and away, get a bunch of tempo. But we're still not quite getting ahead, since both of our Jaces died. I guess we did draw 3 cards off of the 2 Jaces, 1.5 cards each. 2 for 1 and a 3 for 1. So, I guess we're still ahead, but gonna need to pull a little further ahead to lock this one up. So he's at 22. Mutavault is a pain. Okay, and he's getting in for 2. That's fine. Alrighty, let me play that. That will let us Hero's Downfall his Mutavault if he chooses to go that route. I'm very curious what's in his hand. He's got to have at least one more removal spell if he like hasn't played anything yet. He hasn't seen our hand yet, so maybe he has another pack rat in his hand. I'm assuming this master is gonna die though, and our opponent is just taking forever. Oh, it resolves. Let's see if the trigger resolves. And we're in. End of turn. Another Hero's Downfall. Okay. So we got 1 Hero's Downfall left in his deck. 1 Freaka's Cure. So he has 2 more answers to Master Waves. So giving us his land. Okay. Yeah. Since he's stuck on so little land, throwing the Hero's Downfall at the Mutavault seems fine, especially since we still have a removal spell in our hand. I don't know what could be in his hand right now. Like, it's not lands, because he's been missing land drops. He might be 1 more pack rat. Like, if I blow up the bomb, then he'll just follow it up with another pack rat. Which I guess is fine with Far and Away. But why is our opponent taking so long? So, as I said, I've double boxed before on Moto, but usually it's only the night before QP seasons roll over, and I'm trying to grind qualifier points. Generally, and I really don't like doing it because I feel like I'm wasting lots of people's times. Like, I'm maximizing my time by wasting 2 other people's time, so it seems incredibly rude to me. But, I realize that people do it, and it's a thing. You're allowed to do it, so it is rather irritating, because either this guy's computer is pretty bad, and I've been in that boat before, too. I have spent a lot of time playing Magic on a terrible computer and lagging a whole bunch, but I have a feeling this guy is just, oh, okay, maybe he has a bunch of Blood Barons in his hand. But that was a very good draw. Especially since he has only one Hero's Downfall left in his deck. Ooh. So I feel like he has a Blood Baron in his hand, which leads me, like, this Far and Away is going to be very good then. So, that's why he's valuing the Thoughtseize higher, because he doesn't want us to take the Blood Baron. But I think that with the Far and Away, we can take the greedier pile. Okay. Yeah, I guess he's just conceding. Doesn't want us. Okay, so that's interesting. He was the white version. Against the white version, I like bringing in Aetherling because it's an extra answer to Blood Baron. Omenspeaker comes out. Doomblade comes out still. They don't run Nightveil Spectre, so I don't like bringing in Domestication. Packrat definitely comes in. Underworld Connections comes in. And the Far and Away is an extra answer to Blood Baron, and the Pithing Needle lets us play the Underworld Connections game. So instead of bringing in Domestication against the white version, I bring in the Aetherling, and yeah, keeping an extra counterspell. Yeah, this deck like relies on Blood Baron pretty hard to win the game, so having the counterspells. Usually I take one counterspell out against Mono Black, since they're not as good with Thoughtseize and everything, but yeah, I like this. This hand is pretty terrible. Let's see. I'm on the draw again. If he goes Thoughtseize Packrat, then I just lose. But if he doesn't have one or the other, then Thoughtseize takes his Packrat. I still need to draw too many lands to make this hand good. Okay, this hand is much better. 2 answers. Alright. Oh, okay, he has double Packrat. That's irritating. So I guess that is most irritating. Well, we'll take one of them. Hope we draw something. Yeah, if we were on the play, then this hand would be much better. He has Devour Flesh, so playing the island to see if we draw a Nightveil Spectre isn't as good. That might have been wrong, though. Pretty sure if we draw a Nightveil Spectre, we're going to be kicking ourselves for playing that. Mutavault, luckily we didn't, because if he plays Devour Flesh, then he's not making a rat. So yeah, we can't play Mutavault. Okay. He's just making Blood Barons. Pretty sure we're just dead. We need to hit a second Far and Away here to really be in this game. Bunch of counterspells while we're on the draw isn't gonna do it. I think that maybe keeping Master in against the white version, since it's another answer to Blood Baron. But I feel like they play Last Breath usually too, which is another good answer to Master, so I still think it's right to take out Master Waves. Pretty sure we're just dead here though. Yep. Yeah. If we were on the play this hand, then we definitely just demolish him. Thoughtseize one Pack Rat, syncopate the second one. And this is why Mutavault is awkward on the mono base, things like this. It's not gonna matter though, we're just dead. We can try to take out a syncopate for the domestication. No. I thought Night Veil Spectre domestication is pretty lackluster. Like, stealing Pack Rats, like, domestication just falls off eventually against Pack Rat. Which makes it really awkward. And it's very slow, so it doesn't answer its turn 2 Pack Rat. It does kind of slow them down, but I don't think it's worth it, since we still need Syncopate to make sure we don't lose the long game to Blood Baron. Seems like his mono base was, like, it didn't have any planes in it from what we saw so far, like very few white sources, so he might not be playing the Elspeth Last Breath version and just splashing for Blood Baron, which I guess is reasonable, but I don't know. I'm assuming he doesn't have Night Veil Spectre, because we haven't seen it yet, and usually the white-black version doesn't play Night Veil Spectre. But we'll see. Oh. Alright, well, I forgot to stop the stream between games 1 and 2, but I'll